Hi there, Randy Wilson here, founder of Your Focus Vision and author of Focus is Power. And today I'm coming to you with another time management tip: 4 simple steps to becoming an effective delegator. How you are going to leverage other people's time more effectively to get more things done. Now, why is delegation so important? Well, the key to delegation and why it is so important is leverage. You're going to leverage other people's times. They're going to go out and do tasks for you, the tasks that you might not necessarily need to spend a lot of your focus and a lot of your time on, and you're going to get those things done through other people. And it's going to be done in a way that the completion of that task is still going to be high quality, but it's going to allow you to not have to spend your time on that task. And that simple leverage alone is going to increase your personal productivity, and it's going to take it to another level higher than you could have ever imagined. So we're going to discuss the 4 simple steps that you can become an effective delegator, and that way you can leverage other people's times to get more things done and be more productive here in the coming few days and few months here into the future. So let's get started. The first key to becoming an effective delegator is to be kind to others first. Now, in my past and in my experience in my management uh, time out there in the world today, the key that I've seen that has helped me and to be an effective delegator is I've been able to be kind to others first. I don't approach a task or a delegation process in a negative way. I don't go at the other person with an iron fist demanding things to be done. I ask for things to be done without being pushy and without being bossy. Sometimes what I'll do also is I'll start the conversation, or I'll strike up a conversation with the other person first rather than getting directly into the task. And what this allows me to do is to get a feel for how that person's feeling that at that particular moment, that particular time. And that feeling of how that person is doing will allow me to know whether or not I need to push forward or if I need to even pull back and maybe not take this moment to delegate this process. If that person is having a terrible day, maybe they've had a personal drama at home, something to that effect, and it would allow them to not be very effective to do the task that you're asking them to do. So what I've done, or what I do, is I will try to make sure that I am not very pushy at all. I will make sure that I'm approaching it in a positive way. Now, during that conversation, I'm doing that listening. The listening is the key to know whether or not that person is going to be able to be productive for you and to get that thing done or get that task done without you having to spend too much time, watching over their shoulder. And that delegation process is to kind of give it away and to have them do that task. You're going to be doing a little bit of follow up at the same time. You don't want to spend a lot of your time on that. So to know that, you need to listen. You need to listen to how that other person is doing, and to make sure that you approach it in a positive way. That's the last thing that we want to discuss here in the very first step, is to being kind to others first, is to make sure you're approaching it in a positive way. Don't go into it as a tyrant, as a negative person just barking out orders. Make sure that you're having some feelings towards the other person, understanding that they're actually going to be doing you something for in return for you asking them to do this for you. So just make sure that you understand that it's just as important to approach it in a positive way. Now, the second step to this delegation process is to make it a win-win. Now, what do I mean by a win-win? Far too many times I see that a lot of people will approach the delegation process and not really allow the other person that's going to be doing the task understand the importance of the particular thing that you're going to be asking them to do, the delegation task that you're going to be asking them to do. So everybody out there in the whole wide world, including myself, we crave the feeling of being important. So if you can turn this task or this delegation process into a way of having this other person feeling important about themselves, you're going to dramatically increase the ability for this person to do things for you. They're going to be wanting to and willing to do things for you a lot easier. You're not going to really have to push the issue at all. It's going to be something that's going to be effortless for you. So just make sure that you really express the benefits, not only for yourself, because obviously you want the task done for you, but you can explain some of the benefits that's going to take place for the other person. The task itself, might be benefiting, the company you're working for, or it can be something that, maybe within the family, that it's going to benefit them as well as you, and making sure that they understand the importance of that. One way that I've always approached the delegation process, and it's worked really well for me, is I will approach almost my very first phrase out of my mouth when I'm about ready to approach this delegation process is I will ask this person to do me a favor. A lot of times people out there have a real hard time turning down or saying the no to you asking them to do you a favor. You can make it a big favor, small favor. It kind of just depends on what it is at that particular moment of the task itself. But if you phrase it in a way, and just starting off just like this as an example, just saying, hey, can you do me a quick favor, or can you do me a big favor, or a small favor, whatever it is, and then going into what it is, the task that you need to get done. A lot of times the success rate of getting that person to not only commit to wanting to do the the task for you, but also then for them to go out and actually complete and do those things for you increases dramatically by just phrasing it in a way asking for them to do you a favor. So last but not least on the win-win is to make sure that you phrase it at the very end of your delegation task in a specific time frame that's going to be realistic for them to get this task done. The worst thing you can do is go out there and set a time frame that is not realistic at all, not something that they're going to have a hard time getting done in a window of time. They're going to be stressed. They're not going to want to do it properly. Just make sure that you're specific with exactly the time frame that they've got to get done, and then also be realistic with that time frame. Make sure that it's something that not only they can do, but they can then do the task very well for you, increasing that quality of work, which is going to help you be more productive and get that work done a lot faster and a lot sooner. The third step, and probably the most important step, is to follow up. Follow up with this person either during the chance or during while they're working on this task or soon after they've completed the task. Make sure you follow up with this person to make sure that they are doing the job that you need to do, number one, but then also to express gratitude for them doing and working on a task that is basically it's taking it off your plate. It's keeping you from having to focus on it yourself. So make sure you express that gratitude to them. And while you're expressing that gratitude, offer any assistance. Ask them, is there anything that I can do to help you with this completion process? If they're in the middle of the task, obviously if they've completed the task, you can even offer if there's anything that they had struggled with. But if they're in the middle of the task itself, just ask them, is there anything that I can help you with to move the project forward? Maybe they've hit a roadblock. Maybe they've to a stumbling point where they're just not exactly sure where to take it from there. And yeah, it's going to take you and have you invest a little bit of time back into the project. But all in all, the amount of time that it's going to save you from either having to correct the project completely or even to just not having to do it at all, meaning because of the delegation process, it's going to save you a ton. So just make sure you follow up with this person to make sure that the task is being done to your benefit or to the completion or your expectations of how you want to get it done. And offer, don't be afraid to offer some constructive criticism. If the task isn't going in a particular way that you would like it done, take the opportunity while you're following up to make sure that you make it constructive. Don't be negative. Keep it in a positive light, but make sure that it's constructive to the point where they know how to take it from that point. Make sure you're specific with them being constructive. Make sure that you're telling them exactly what you expect and how you expect it to be done. Don't just leave it out there in a vague generality of hey, do this or do that. Just make sure they know specifically where they need to go, what they need to do, and then that way they can take it from there and complete the task more effectively for you. So just make sure you can use your constructive criticism, but make sure it's in a positive way. The fourth step is to kill them with kindness. Okay, once the task is completed, once it's met your expectations, once you know that you've just saved yourself a ton of time not having to do a certain thing or a certain job, make sure you thank them and thank them and thank them and thank them. The whole part about even feeling important, it's just as important at the very end to feel the gratitude from the person that has been delegated from, meaning from you. You're going to be the one doing the delegation. You need to make sure that you also express your gratitude for them or to them for the job well done. Tell them how impressed you were with the work that you've done. Anything you can do to put a positive light on the job that they've done for you is going to not only help you, but it's going to help them. You really can't overdo the amount of gratitude you give to someone else. The more you give, the more you're going to get in return. And the key, again, is gratitude. I keep using that word over and over and over, but you've got to express the gratitude. You can't do it enough. Make sure the person understands how much you appreciate what they've done for you, because once they feel appreciated, they're going to be more willing to do it for you again. Okay, the next time you need to have something done, the next time you come to approach them and you start off with that phrase, hey, can you do me a favor? They're going to know right away after the second or third time that, hey, they're going to ask me to do something for them. But you want them to know and have a feeling of gratitude, knowing that once they complete this task, you're going to go out of your way to make sure that they feel great about what they've accomplished and what they've got done for you. So make sure that you stick with and kill them with kindness after the job has been done and has met your expectations. Make sure it's in a a positive way that shows them exactly that you are happy with what's been completed, and that way it's a win-win and best for you and best for them. Now, to wrap it up, just a little conclusion of what we've discussed today with the 4 steps of becoming an effective delegator. The first was to make sure you be kind to others first. Okay, make sure you start off and try to take into account the other people's emotions, where they're at in their particular day, before you start just delegating out tasks, barking out orders. Make sure you be kind to others first. Step 2 was to make sure you make it a win-win. Make sure that the tasks that you're going to delegate, make sure they understand the importance, not only to them, or not only to you, excuse me, but also to them as well. Make sure they understand that it's going to be a positive thing for themselves as well as for you as well. And third, most importantly, follow up. You've got to follow up through this process, making sure that the other person is doing the task that you expect them to do, but also they're doing it in a great way, meaning you want the quality, you want the quantity and the quality, but you've got to make sure you do that through follow-up, through the process, rather during as well as possibly soon after the project has been completed. And finally, fourth, is to make sure you kill them with kindness, gratitude, being grateful for the things that you've asked them to do, being grateful that they've spent the time and they've put forth the effort to get this task done for you is most important. You've got to make sure that you express the amount of gratitude that you have for them to do this task for you. And the amount of gratitude you give at that particular moment, make sure it's sincere. Make sure it's sincere. Make sure they understand the feeling that it's really welcome to them, and then that way they will be more willing and understanding with the next time you come to them with another delegation task that you need to get completed. Okay, so that concludes the 4 simple steps to becoming an effective delegator. I hope you enjoyed this training session here. And for more training, for more about myself, Randy Wilson, and Your Focused Vision, please visit my site at www.yourfocusedvision.com, where you'll find more blog posts, more videos. I have some free gifts for you as well about time management, personal development, productivity, getting more things done. It's all about taking yourself and moving yourself into a place where you can get more things done faster, easier, and with little effort. And the key is to be successful one day at a time. And that's what I try to do at Your Focused Vision. So I would welcome you to visit the site and see what you think. Okay? Please leave a comment below the video here if you'd like the training and it's something that you think that you can use for yourself. Please leave a comment and let me know those things. If there's some things that you would like to also learn about in the future, leave me a comment on that as well. I am here to try to help you become more effective in your life, both personally and professionally. So I can only do that if I know exactly the types of things you're looking for. So make sure you leave a comment below. Subscribe to my channel. You're going to find more videos coming very soon about this types of things as far as time management, personal productivity, that type of thing. So make sure you subscribe and share with your friends Your Focused Vision. That way we can all work together to get more things done easily today, tomorrow, and in the future. And as always, what I always like to say, focus on being great. Okay, go out there today, decide exactly what you're going to do, what you're going to accomplish, and focus on doing that in a great way. And if you do that consistently and over a period of time, you're going to come out with a great result at the end of the day. So go out there, focus on being great, and until next time, I look forward to hearing and seeing from you next time, and we'll talk to you real soon. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.